Welcome back. All right, so in between the first and second period between Florida and Carolina, I think there were more goals in that first period than we've seen in entire games in the series, almost the entire series. But at least it's been entertaining, and Carolina is doing their best to try to stay in the fight and at least try to force a game five. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way. But some news for all you fine people on the internet. First off, Jamie Benn does get suspended for 2 games. I think that's fair. He got kicked out of the game pretty early the other night, so that's almost a full game there. Stone's not injured, and Dallas is down 3 games to nothing. So odds are this is probably going to take him out for the rest of this series. Of course, if Vegas wins tomorrow, it means he's suspended for the first game next season as well. So that's some humiliation there for Jamie Benn, who came out today and took no. He said he fell, and anyways. Anyhow, Jamie Benn suspended for 2 games. We'll see who steps up for Dallas and if they can force a game five in Las Vegas. Kyle Okposo signs a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million. Now, there is a stipulation in there that it bumps up to $3 million. He gets a $500,000 bonus if the Buffalo Sabres win the Stanley Cup. Cue the guffaws from the internet. I've seen him already. The reality is his cap hit last year was $6 million. That was a 7-year deal worth $42 million that he just finished. So his cap hit coming down by $3.5 million coming into the season. That's a good thing. I think that Buffalo's done a pretty good job. He was their captain this year. I thought it was important to keep him around. And Buffalo's on their way up. So for anybody who wants to pull up all these charts for this year and say, look, they aren't any good. All right, but there's a whole summer for them to improve their team, right? I've never understood that, how people will try to dunk on a team during the offseason when we haven't reached free agency or even the draft. It's so bizarre. But anyways, so I like what Buffalo's doing. Sue me. Don't sue me. You'll be disappointed. But at any rate, there's nothing there. Okposo, $2.5 million. Good on him. He's sticking around for at least another year for Buffalo. Your GM of the Year finalists are known. Yes, 2 of the 3 are from teams I cheer for. Jim Nill, I understand why he's there. I understand why Don Sweeney is there. 65 wins will make a coach and a GM look pretty smart. But Bill Zito of the Florida Panthers is in there as well. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if he won. The Matthew Tkachuk trade may very well be enough to get him GM of the Year, and I don't know that I can argue against that. Tkachuk's been absolutely ridiculous in Florida in these playoffs. Was pretty darn good during the regular season too, don't get me wrong. And so we'll see who ends up winning it. GM of the Year is kind of like Coach of the Year. It does feel like your hot teams end up being the ones that you see, GM of the Year being handed to or being, them being nominated for. I think if you asked fans, media, who are the best GMs in the league, I don't know if Nil, Sweeney, and Zito would be the 3. So that's a whole other conversation for another time. So Elliot Friedman is reporting that an 84-game season may be on the way, that the NHLPA is on board with this. It would balance the schedule. That's what this is about. So for people who think that it's criminal, that there were only 3 battles of Alberta instead of 4, an 84-game schedule fixes that. You would play everybody in your division 4 times, everybody in the other division in your conference 3 times, and then everybody in the other conference twice. So it would be 4-3-2. That's the best setup. And so that could happen this season. We don't know yet. Obviously, the schedule's not set for next season. Bunny fur. Anyways, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, 84-game season is likely. We'll see when it happens. And that's more work for me. So there you go. The NHLPA is also open to a more than $1 million raise. Anytime I see this, I'm like, well, of course they are. I love that. Players are open to getting more money. Well, that's big of them. However, they won't make any concessions to push it higher, and that's Chris Johnson reporting that. So if they're not going to make any concessions, we won't see the salary cap going up by more than $1 million. Because what the owners want is, if the salary cap goes up by more, they want the escrow to build. Don't worry, I'll be talking about escrow in a video soon enough, because sometimes people have trouble sleeping at night. So talking about escrow puts them right out. But at any rate, the NHLPA would like to make more money, but I don't think the NHL is going to say, here's more money, because at this point, the debt has not completely been paid yet from during pandemic years and will be paid off this coming season. So they're better off, I think, just to wait until next summer. I think GMs would love to see the cap go up by more than $1 million, but I don't think it's going to happen. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.